This book. I debated not doing any video on this one because I know I will likely mispronounce half of everything I talk about, but it's so well written of a story, it's kind of hard to ignore it. This is the first book in this video series from Shannon Gilligan, and it's a pretty good one. Senke is a Japanese tea ceremony school. You are currently living in Japan, and you have two friends, Kenichi and Takashi, who go to said school. One day a tea ceremony bowl is stolen, and they enlist you to help them find out what happened and get it back. The bowl is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they don't want you to contact the police unless absolutely necessary, since it will be a disgrace to the school and their family, as the theft will surely make headlines because the bowl is listed as a national treasure. What follows is a nice little mystery in which the story itself is what I would refer to as a steady state kind of choose your own adventure, as in what happens in any given plot branch pertains to the others as well. Once you find the thief, you always know who the thief is, so going back and rereading other branches will fill out the entire story, allowing you to see everything from all angles. Most of the time, this is my favorite style of choose your own adventure, but the books where the plots and the motives change from branch to branch can be fun and cool as well. It just depends on the story and the writer. The investigation in this book mainly centers around four people who were the last to be seen at the school and therefore would have had access. Tara Sakamoto, a man hoping to be the next prime minister. His opponent, Hiro Narita. They came to this tea school to peacefully settle differences. Noriko Oda, a gem dealer who is friends with both politicians. She's the one that convinced them to come here and make peace with one another. And Shoji Hara, an official from the Ministry of Arts and an old friend of Noriko Oda. He was invited by her to inspect the national treasures used during the tea ceremony. Your adventures through this mystery can lead you to dealing with a Yakuza, unraveling the plot to steal the bowl, and then some double-crossing within that plot. Now I know what you're thinking. Who cares about reading a book regarding a tea bowl? I felt the same way, but Gilligan is actually a pretty good writer, and this book introduces nice touches of foreign culture. It's enjoyable when a writer in this series places their stories somewhere outside America, and you get a taste of another location and other slices of history. And this story contains all sorts of little twists. You might be chasing someone down on a boat one minute and running from a strange car that is following you, stowing away on a car, or being kidnapped and tied up. Maybe you'll discover a counterfeiting operation or run for your life in a boat as you're fired upon. You might try visiting a fortune teller or wind up almost getting arrested. And of course, the possibility exists for you to witness a Japanese tea ceremony, since that's basically what this is all about in the first place. Some of the endings you might find: being celebrated for accidentally foiling a pearl theft when you were just trying to find the lost tea bowl, finding the tea bowl and stealing it back but then falling in a crowd of people and shattering it, ruining a lovely tea ceremony, jerk that you are, Mrs. Oda's body floating in a river full of bullet holes and the whole mystery remains unsolved, getting the bowl back and being told that you will need to study the way of tea to learn the true spirit of tea. I'm lost here, damn it, but I love tea, so we're good. Hiding in a car that gets sent into a lake and you drown, chasing a potential thief and getting locked in an engine room of a boat for days on end. Getting choked out. Look at that artwork. That's classic. Washing dishes when you're found to be a stowaway on a boat. Trying to escape in a boat only to find out too late that the stupid thing has a hole in it. Shot to death. Being shipped off to Italy like an idiot. Helping the police bust a Yakuza operation. Shot to death by the Yakuza. Attempted murder via car accident. You wind up in the hospital and the investigation is over. Getting your ass beaten, knocked unconscious by Mrs. Oda. Damn, a grown woman beating the hell out of kids. Shannon Gilligan has managed to write a pretty good little mystery book about something I'd never have thought I'd be willing to read, and the art by Paul Abrams is pretty good as well. This one is worth a read. For some strange reason, when this book was re-released, it was renamed Cup of Death. Many of these re-release versions contain different text, changed artwork, and even sometimes, like in this case, different titles. I pretty strongly dislike this sort of historical revisionism. I'm not really sure why they chose to make changes to so many of these books. Just leave them as they are. For the legit choose-your-own-adventure experience, always try to find copies from the original run of these books. Also, the new versions aren't numbered correctly either. But anyway, enough of the rant of old versus new. This book itself is actually pretty good and worth picking up if you can find the original one. That's all there is for this video. Go watch a different one.